60% of consumers buy more from brands that they feel they're appreciated by, or appreciates them, I should say, 60%. And what they also told us is the best way to feel appreciated is to receive a handwritten note. If they receive a handwritten note, they feel more appreciated than any other method. So if you want to cultivate relationships, we highly recommend sending handwritten notes. And of course, you could do these manually if you don't want to use a service like ours.
Because the management and transparency is what's very important. So once you submit a referral, you're going to have your own HomeAdvantage account, and it's going to tell you where everything sits. So if you have 10 referrals that you've sent into the network, it's going to give you all 10 referrals. It's going to tell you every milestone that client is sitting in, whether they're touring homes, whether they're in escrow. And you now can manage through the HomeAdvantage application as far as what your pipeline looks like for the referrals that you've sent. And so it's pretty sophisticated, and it's all click of a button, guys.
Okay, everybody, we are live and coming to you from a couple different places. I'm from Michigan. David, you're in Phoenix. We have some people on the call who are in Montana. We're all over the United States, maybe the globe today. My name is Nick Baldwin, and I'm the co-founder of LabCoatAgents. And today we have a pretty sweet webinar. We've got David Wachs. Did I say your name the right way? The last name?
Wachs. Close enough.
David Wachs. The CEO and founder of Handwritten with a Y, Handwritten. Handwritten uses basically machines and AI, which we'll get into later, uses machines to handwrite cards for you, literally putting pen to paper. So if you have carpal tunnel, or if you just don't have very nice handwriting, or if you need to write 300 cards for Thanksgiving to your clients, Handwritten can put pen to paper with proprietary technology using machines to write it for you and make it look as if you sat down, took the time, personalized it, and wrote the letters. So I'm really excited to go through this webinar today because I use Handwritten and I love it. So David, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Nick, for having me. It's great to be here. And I will say you've been a tremendous proponent of, you and Tristan have both been such ambassadors.
Me a little bit more probably.
Yeah, exactly. You a little bit more. Yeah, but it's been great. And I really appreciate all your support, and it's exciting to get in front of you guys here today.
I just want to say one thing before we start. Handwritten cards, we're going to get into some data, but if you're not using handwritten cards to get in front of people, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity. So the name of this webinar is When They Zig, You Zag. So basically, we're going to be teaching you to do things that nobody else is really doing. So let's jump into it.
Yeah, and to that point, what I want to do on today's webinar is not teach you so much about handwritten with a Y, which is, important, but I want to teach you about, I want to teach you handwritten with an I, which is, sending handwritten notes, either using us, using one of our competitors, or doing it on your own. You just want to get in that habit of sending handwritten notes, as it is so powerful. Just to give you a background on why I'm in this market and why I think it's so powerful. I am the CEO of Handwritten, just quick on me. Father of 2 boys, married, and now the father of 2 poodles, and I've kind of fallen in love with poodles. I write for Inc. magazine somewhat frequently, a little less these days as things have picked up on the business front. And I've been doing real estate technology since 2004. Prior to Handwritten, I had a text messaging company before the iPhone came out and that company was called Sell It. Our very first product was House for Sell, which was the very first text for info on real estate out there. So I've been doing messaging, not handwritten, but digital messaging since 2004, specifically for real estate. So that's kind of my background. Now, I did sell that company in 2012, had to stick with the new owners until 2014. And then literally the next day, I started Handwritten.
Wow. Good for you.
Well, I should have taken a break, but it is what it is. So why did I start Handwritten? I started Handwritten because we're drowning in messages. We're all aware of this. Before this webinar, I had to turn off my cell phone. I had to turn off my email. I had to turn off Slack, and I had to turn off Teams. And then all the tweets and all the rest. It's just overload, or at least it's overload for me. The average office worker gets 147 emails a day. They spend 28% of their time just managing their inbox. Emails are a chore, not a delight. And then you add in text messages. The average person, 35 to 44, gets 100 or 1,600 of those a month. So all this digital communication just gets lost in the shuffle. And if every other realtor is spending all their efforts doing digital, they're missing out on the most underutilized inbox, which is the inbox at the end of the driveway. Now, I'm not talking about junk mail. Most print material is junk, and most of it is never read. It's just thrown directly in the recycler. However, handwritten notes, on the other hand, cut through the clutter and do drive results. So compared to junk, we have a 3 times greater open rate, 300% higher open rate. And that's just if you handwrite the envelope, right? Forget about what's inside the envelope. If you handwrite the envelope, it's going to get opened 3 times more frequently than a printed envelope. When you factor in actual responses to your handwritten note, we have auto dealers and other companies that tell us they get a 27 times greater response rate for their handwritten mailers compared to their print mailers. We've seen coupon redemption rates 16 to 18 times greater than print mailers. And then for realtors, it's just through the roof. The number of responses they're getting for their outbound prospecting, and I'll share that. Just also the gratitude they show when they see you saying, thank you so much for sending me a birthday card or a Homiversary card. It's incredible how much this matters, because everything else they're getting is just a cheap email or a piece of junk mail, and everybody knows that can all be automated. Currently, most people don't realize you can automate handwritten notes too, if you want to, if you're not going to just send them the old-fashioned way. We actually have a survey on our website that you can pull the results from, and we'll give you that URL at the end of the webinar here, where we did a survey of 2,000 consumers in the United States, just blind survey of consumers. And what they told us was 60% of consumers buy more from brands that they feel they're appreciated by, or appreciates them, I should say, 60%. And what they also told us is the best way to feel appreciated is to receive a handwritten note. If they receive a handwritten note, they feel more appreciated than any other method. So if you want to cultivate relationships, we highly recommend sending handwritten notes. And of course, you could do these manually if you don't want to use a service like ours. This stat, which isn't really real estate focused, but it's also interesting, only 1 in 10 polled consumers stated that they had received a handwritten note from a brand. So, there's plenty of room here to still stand out by sending handwritten notes and zigging when everybody else zags. So let's talk about tactics. There is no rocket science in anything I'm going to say today, but I think it's important that somebody says it. So tactic number 1 is sending a thank you note. And of course, you know this because your mom has been telling you this since, you were 10 years old. And it's good practice, but you just typically don't get around to it. So here are our thoughts on what's a good thank you note. After selling a property or listing a property, do a handwritten envelope and card, obviously, as that shows sincerity and it shows that you took the time to write. Use generic stationery. What I mean by that is if you work for EXP or Keller Williams, don't use branded stationery with those brokerages on it, or don't use stationery with your photo on it, because then it'll look too systematized.
Well, it also looks a little too salesy too, in my
correct. Opinion. Yeah, and that gets to my next point, which is send a full stop thank you. And this is a term I'm trying to coin. But what I mean by a full stop thank you is just say thank you. That's it. Full stop. Thank them for what they've done, for the value, for allowing you to work with them. and worry about referrals later. But if you start asking for referrals, you're going to completely ruin the point of a thank you note. Now it's not a thank you note. Now it's a referral request, right? And then don't make the recipient jump through a bunch of hoops by scanning a QR code or visiting a website. Just say thank you and end it there. Other things we suggest are include a gift, especially if you just sold their home. Make the gift substantial. And that could either fit in the envelope, that could be a gift card, a $250 gift card or a $500 gift card. Or you could say in your letter, I've sent you something special, expect a package soon. Make it big, otherwise don't do it. Let me just give you my own personal example. The first home or condo I bought when I was, 22, 23, it was a small property. It was only, I believe, in the low hundreds. And the realtor still made, a couple grand off of it. She came by my house with a Walgreens bamboo plant. It was about this big. It looks like she just ran to Walgreens and picked it up and gave it to me. And it looked like the cheapest thing she could have possibly given me. And because of that, it completely ruined her thank you. Now I thought she was a cheapskate and she didn't appreciate, me as a client. And you don't know. That was my first property. And now since then, I've bought 8 or 10 properties and she's missing out on that because she had a myopic viewpoint.
Sent you a plant. Don't give plants and don't give puppies for Christmas.
Very good. Just real quick, and I'm not going to go into quote mode here, but this is from the Harvard Business Review. While saying thank you is important, the beauty of a well-crafted thank you note is that it can show a deeper investment and appreciation. I say deeper investment in time and appreciation than a simple thank you can, because these days, nobody has any time. I have no time. You have no time. But if you actually sat down and you wrote a thank you note, that takes a carve out of time. And that's the important part. If you send a gift, yes, the gift is a great gift, but the true gift is the time and thoughtfulness you took to write that note and mail it. So we have a platform here, Handwritten, just to, I actually took a video of this, so I didn't, you wouldn't see me messing around trying to get to Handwritten, but this is Handwritten. We have a number of thank you cards and real estate cards available. What I want to show you is how quick and easy it is to send a handwritten note with our platform.
Well, I also want to mention real quick, maybe you'll bring this up later, but if you guys look on the left-hand side, all of those categories for different types of occasions, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and we're adding more all the time. We've got a great graphic design group in-house developing these. On the top there, you see the National Geographic notes. Those are just sample notes I was designing to show off our card customizer. So in our platform, you can actually design your own card with your logo, your photo, whatever, and then send those as well. I just wouldn't use that as a thank you card. But just to show you here how you can go about sending a handwritten note, you just go to the real estate section.
Cool.
You click congrats on your new home, and then you can type whatever note you want. You can choose the handwriting style. There's 30 to 40 different handwriting styles available for you. If you don't like any of these handwriting styles, we can actually generate your own, and we've done that for some celebrities. So here I've typed a note, but really I don't know what to write. So now you can use our AI assistant. So if you click AI assistant and you just give us a prompt of the type of note you want to write. So
yeah,
this
that's
is me,
so cool.
Write a thank you note from a realtor to a home seller that worked with you or worked with the realtor. Just tell the computer enough to write one. You can then replace the word seller with the person's name. Here, I didn't like this one, so I hit try again. And now it writes a new thank you note that I can paste into.
There it put dear name, which was nice.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes the AI is better than others. So here I just removed the sign off. I put it on the right by putting in that right box. And then I actually have my signature on file. So I included my actual signature.
I just want everyone to know that I just dropped in the chat a deal that we have going on with Handwritten for LCA. If you sign up now, you get 5 free cards and a free signature. So that signature that you saw at the bottom of Dave's note, that's his actual signature. So they'll do that for you. So you can put it at the end of every note. So click handwritten.com/LabCoatAgents and take advantage of it.
Yeah. So for the signature, to get that, because that is a $250 value, you have to subscribe to one of our subscription plans.
Gotcha. Okay.
And those range, we have subscriptions ranging from, I think, $25 or $50 on up, depending on how many cards you buy. So you just subscribe to a subscription, let us know that you subscribed. We will then get the process going with your signature. We'll send you a form to fill out. You'll fill it out and we'll duplicate your signature. Just a quick
and
note.
It can just be, it doesn't have to be the most expensive plan. It could be like the lowest plan.
100%.
Just sign up for a plan and get the $250 value. Lindsay's asking, do you mail the cards? Yes.
100%. So we'll get into in a second how we do it. We have all these robots. We write out the card. We can include your business card if you want. We can include a gift card to Starbucks or Amazon, and then we mail it on your behalf. Some people, realtors in particular, sometimes get a little sensitive about the postmark being from Arizona, because that's where we are. If it is an issue and you're doing these notes in bulk, we can box up your notes and then ship them back for you to dump in the mail, and they'll be ready to go. They'll be stamped. You just have to dump them in the mail. Honestly, most people will be so wowed that you sent them a handwritten note, they won't care, or they won't even notice that it's from Arizona. So I would say it's not that important.
I never even look. So basically, if you do care, like I'm in Michigan, if I'm very, organized and specific about it, I can order the cards. You send them to me in a box already with a stamp, and I just dump them in the mailbox.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, sweet. Super easy.
So the next tactic here is birthday and Homiversary cards. So this is kind of an ongoing way to keep in touch with your clients over the years. And it also shows you've thought of them, you remember them, you appreciate them. Here again, we say handwritten envelope and card. We recommend using generic stationery that doesn't have your logo on it. Although, if you want to, now could be a time where you use your own logo and your own stationery. It's less sensitive here than on a thank you note. And then with birthdays, and you want to be sincere. You don't want a QR code. You don't want the user to have to visit websites. But you are allowed to ask for referrals, especially in Homiversary cards. So, thank you so much for letting me sell your house last year. If you know anybody else in the market, please feel free to refer. And there, if you want to include a small gift, it's always nice to include a small gift. And by small, I mean a $5 Starbucks card, a packet of seeds. Keller Williams is big on golden ratio coffee. So we can actually insert those golden ratio coffee, instant coffee packets in the card, and they come in birthday cake flavor. So we can include those birthday cake flavored coffees in the card, or we have another type of coffee as well called Wachs. So if you're looking for a creative insert and you just want it to go in the mailbox, we can do that for you as well. So Handwritten can help automate this for you. If you don't want to have to send birthday cards or remember to do it, or anniversary cards, you just upload your client list to our system. It's very user-friendly, easy to do. You then choose your card, and we will send it with your message, and you can use our AI if you want to craft that message. We will send your card 2 weeks before their birthday. Hands off, full automation, as long as you want us to. So it's really a great way to this was actually our most requested feature. And we released it about 6 months ago. It's got tremendous use. Yeah, it just makes everything really easy.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. You just put in the home anniversary and it sends the card.
I want to be cognizant of time. How much time do we have left?
We got 13 minutes.
Okay. So the final tactic that I want to talk about is prospecting.
Oh, you guys are going to love this.
So here, and I'll just show you Handwritten because it only really applies if you have a platform. And there are a couple competitors in the space doing this as well. But I think the difference between us and them is we're fully transparent. With the competitor, there's a company called Audience. You have to have them do it for you.
Never heard of them.
So there are companies out there, and I'm transparent, so I'm happy to mention. But what's nice about us is you can do it yourself. It's quite easy. So you go to Handwritten, you click prospecting, and it pulls up this option where you can literally draw on a map your area. And then you can say, filter it to homeowners or renters or people with a net worth of X or people whose home value is Y or people who have lived in their house 3 years and longer. And then you click calculate targets. We pull this data in from Melissa data automatically at no cost to you. It does cost Handwritten, but we do it at no cost to you. And then you hit continue. And in this example here, you'll see the person is sending 275.
So let me just say, go back to that for a second. As a real estate agent who's prospecting, expireds, for sale by owners, just listed, just solds. I mean, how many postcards, generic postcards, are these people getting in the mail and literally throwing them in the garbage? Could you imagine, as an expired or for sale by owner, getting a handwritten card from an agent saying, I noticed your home was recently on the market. I don't know if it's sold or if it expired. If it expired, I would love the opportunity to apply to be your next agent. If that was written on stationery, oh my God.
Yeah,
you're getting a call over someone who's just sending a postcard.
We have a solar panel installer that when they install solar panels in your neighborhood, they'll take a picture of the house, they'll print that on the card and then mail that card.
Oh, that's a perfect idea.
To everybody in the neighborhood saying, we're working on a house in your neighborhood. Would love the opportunity to meet with you and teach you about the cost savings and environmental benefits of putting solar
panels.
Doing that
for a just sold would be great. Like put the picture of the house that just sold on the cover of the letter, and then do a handwritten just sold as opposed to a postcard just sold.
Absolutely. I know we have other realtors that are using this when they recently move into a neighborhood. So, you could blanket a zip code or blanket a whole city, just depending on what you want to do.
Drop in the chat, guys, or give some thumbs up on the Zoom if you think this is a pretty cool feature, because I love it. Let us know.
And again, we're doing this at no cost to you. I mean, you still have the cost of the handwritten notes, but we're paying for the data as we feel it's a great service to just offer to you at no cost. And obviously, it means you'll be using our service more. So that's kind of, our modus operandi.
This would do really well with a subscription too, because if you're going to do them in bulk, it would be a lot cheaper if you did a subscription.
Yeah. And even if you don't subscribe to our subscription plan, if you do anything in bulk, like you upload an Excel list of orders or you use the outbound prospecting, you still get price cuts. So just real quick on us, we've been doing this since 2014. We're by far the oldest and largest player in this space. We've sent over 7 million notes. We have 175 robots and counting. So each of these robots holds a real ballpoint pen. Because we have so many robots, we get your notes out quickly. And every note is quality checked to make sure that it's perfect when it goes out. And we can do that insertion, include gift cards, your business card, et cetera. Business cards are obviously a big deal with realtors. So, we can also help you ideate, come up with ideas for what you want to write. We provide you tools if you want to plug into send out follow-up boss or your CRM system, whether it's Salesforce or something else. We have plugins for those. And then obviously we do the fulfillment and support. Here's an old picture of a robot of ours. This one's got the slower robot arm on it, but yeah, so it does write in ballpoint pen. We do things like we vary line spacing, we vary the left margin so it's not perfect, and then we make the lines ever so slightly wavy so that it looks like somebody actually wrote it. People always ask, will anybody know if this is written by a robot? Not with our solution, they won't, unless you say, was this written by a robot? And then they'll put it under a level of scrutiny.
You know what I love about this? And I've used it before, like some of the other services, some of the letters will look the same across the entire card, like the letter E, like the lowercase e, or something like that. I've noticed with handwritten, the E's will look different.
Everything. So we've got 4 copies of every letter, lowercase and uppercase, so 8 different E's.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then we have different ligature combinations. So 2 L's together. How do you put those together? 2 T's. Do you cross 2 T's with 1 crossbar or 2? 2 O's. Do you connect the O's? How does an S look at the beginning of the word versus the end of a word? All those ligature combinations we take into account when we design our handwriting styles. And I mean, we do this for famous celebrities, sports stars.
Ooh, who?
Can't say, but some very successful,
Client patient confidentiality.
Quarterbacks. What's that?
Patient client confidentiality.
100%. Yeah. And it's nobody wants, that's why you go to our website, you don't see as seen on this or that, because nobody wants people to know they're sending non.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Although if you go to G2 Crowd, we've got 775 references up there. Just in summary, and again, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Our website allows you to do all of this. You can choose cards, design your own cards, send one, send thousands, prospect, automate your birthdays and anniversaries, and even use us to come up with the text. We have handwriting styles, block, script, everything in between. We allow smileys. If you see where it says Kathy, it has the little smiley face next to it. So we can do all that for you as well. And then obviously signature replication, which I think is the biggest, better than doing a full handwriting style. And we include that free with a subscription. We do have an iPhone app. You can do most of this with the iPhone app, which is great. If
I've used the app. It's super easy.
Yeah, and it's great because you go to your car right after meeting somebody, you just type out a note right there, or you pre-fill a template you've created.
Or you take a picture of the house right outside, and then if it's a listing appointment, take a picture of the house right outside, upload it to the card, and write the card and send it off.
Exactly.
No going to the mailbox, none of that nonsense.
And then finally, just because we feel this is really important, we do offer a full money-back guarantee. So if you subscribe or you send a few cards and you don't like the service, you're not happy with the quality, whatever it is, we'll give you your money back. We want to make sure you're happy with it, you love it. We don't want, in this day and age when everybody's on Twitter and everything else, we don't want anybody unhappy. So if you're not happy, you get your money back, but we're sure you'll be happy. So
I just want to say that, in LabCoatAgents, we don't get behind something that we haven't used before or that we haven't vetted or that we don't love. And so that's what makes all of our partners special, is that Tristan and I, or one of us or the other of us, have used the products in the past. And this is so worth it, so inexpensive, $3.25 a card, and it could turn into a $10,000 commission. I mean, seriously, it's a no-brainer to use this, especially for prospecting. It's pretty awesome.
Well, thank you very much, Nick. Thank you, and everybody on the call. Thank you. If you have any questions, happy to answer them. If you're in the neighborhood of Tempe, Arizona, I'm happy to give you a tour and show you the robots and how we build them and all the rest. I'm very proud of the operation we have here. So yeah, that's kind of the story. And please, if you sign up, and there is a landing page where you can go sign up, handwritten.com.
There is. Handwritten.com, handwritten.com/LabCoatAgents. Get that $250 value, the free cards and the free signature. Tanya on Zoom is asking, what is the price per card? So the price per card depends on subscription, or, if you don't subscribe. If you don't subscribe, our typical card starts at $375. We do have some less expensive cards. We try to keep one in every category. That includes postage? No, postage is extra. Okay. So $375 is our base rate. But again, there's a lot of ways to cut the base. So number one is to send in bulk. And this does not require a subscription at all. You just send in bulk on our website. Here, let me put this up here if you can see this. This is perfect. Handwritten.com/pricing. And so actually cards, so go up for a second. Cards start at $325. Most are available for $375. Okay, so it's actually cheaper than a card from the CVS.
Correct. Yeah. And there's no difference in quality between the 325 and the 375. The only difference is they say handwritten on the back. Other than that, the 375 cards and above say red wagon. So if it's important to you to keep the secret, just choose a 375 card. If you don't care about that, I don't
50 cents.
Yeah.
Scroll down for a second to subscription plans. So 25 cards a month, that's $99 a month. That breaks down to
it's whatever.
I can't do math.
Let's see. It would be 375, 3.75 times 0.9, 337. And then if you do the next one,
they can do the math.
Yeah. So one thing to note about subscriptions is they roll over. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you don't use those cards, they roll over to the next month as long as you're a customer. So if you let your subscription lapse, you'll lose all that credit. But if you're saving up for the holidays, if you send 1 or 2 cards a month and then the holiday comes, you blow out your subscription balance.
For the average agent, honestly, like silver or gold, and the fact that they roll over is great. All right, David, this is great. Everyone go to handwrytten.com/LabCoatAgents. Take advantage of the discount. Well, it's not really a discount. It's like extra value.
And you get 5 free cards, even if you don't subscribe.
Two super hot, sexy guys at the top of that page right there.
Yeah, I don't know those guys.
We got to hop off, but thank you so much. If anyone wants to ask David questions, what's the email, David?
It's David at Handwritten. It's handwritten with a Y, HANDWRYTTEN, and would love to chat with you. I've got Eric here, Eric Allman, in my real estate sales vertical, and he would love to chat with you. His email is Eric, ERIK, at handwrytten.com. But
love it. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing day. Check out Handwritten. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.